Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of That 70's Song Show. This is a show where Trimungus Productions, that is us, we'd like to share our love of music and music nostalgia and music history with you, our viewer. And if you're new here, welcome. We're glad you joined us. We hope you check out some of our earlier episodes. And if you're not new, thanks for sticking with us. We definitely appreciate you being here. And if you really do like what you're seeing, and if you want to promote our show, please share it with other people, especially those who are like, in Hollywood and stuff. Wink, wink. All right, so my name is Tim. I am your host, and I'm here with my fellow Trimunga nerds, Mark and Jessica. They are the owners of Trimungus Productions, and I think I'm going to have Mark explain to us what Trimungus is and what is it that we do.
Well, Trimungus is a full-service audio and video production company based in Middletown, Delaware. We have a 1,300 square foot recording studio, so if you're a musician, whether you're in a band or solo artist, we can help you produce a song, a record. You want to try something new, we have a large private collection of instruments, synthesizers, guitar pedals, amplifiers, well, you name it, and all at your disposal when you come work in our studio. It's also our post-production studio. This is our set. We are in our control room of the studio, and this is where the show is being filmed. On the video production side, we do shows like this, multi-camera shows. We can do live events, multi-camera live events, live streaming events. If you have an event that you want streamed out to the world, we do explainer videos, short film documentaries, anything that you could think of you would need for marketing collateral, for your business. We can do that.
Tell the audience the name of the website and what our aim is. Very simply,
foxybrownmamas.os.
Not that website. It's dark web again. Our website is trimungus.com.
It is?
It is. And we want to tell your story. We're storytellers. As you'll see today, we like to tell stories, and we like to help tell your story. That is what Mark is trying to say.
Thank you for the save.
Good job, Mark. So if you've watched the show before, you'll know what it's about. We have a game show in 3 rounds. Every episode we do a different year. This season we're doing the 70's. We started in our first episode in 1970, and now we're at episode 7, and the year is 1976. But before we get into that, I'm going to have Jessica. You want to tell us about the inspiration for the game and what we hope to achieve out of this, yada yada?
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
So this idea came about as the three of us, as we often do, sit around and talk about music because we love it so much and it's a big part of our lives, that we wanted to share that with the world. And we thought that having some kind of structure, a game show-like kind of thing, might help us not just sit around and talk, but learn something new, discover something about each other, and get to know each other a little better. Not like we don't know each other well already, but stuff that will, just further enrich our friendship. So it's fun, it's informative, it'll help us grow as people, and we get to share that with the world. So that's the idea behind it.
Yeah, and we're also, hoping to connect with our audience a bit, because basically, as we play the game, you can play along with us, and we'll explain the game as it goes. And you can tell us your own stories. You can tell us your own, if you're late to anything we're saying, please put it in the comments. We may bring it up on the show, and we'd like to hear what you think,
I would love to also hear folks have discovered new music as a result of our show, because a lot of times we are rediscovering music, and having folks out there who may learn something new or rediscover their love for songs from the past would also be great.
True. I mean, despite us being young children during the time of 1976 and around that area, there are still songs that are on this list that I'm like, I don't remember that song. So like you said, we're still discovering new songs. All right, so let's get on with the game. Oh, and before we go on, if you want to play, the list is in the description. Feel free to go there and look at the songs, pause the video, pick 10 songs you think made the top, and then come back and see how well you did. All right.
Round 1, Top 10, Points Explainer. Each contestant picks 10 songs from an alphabetized list of the top 50 songs for that year and ranks them from 1 to 10 as their guest placement. The contestants' song picks are then compared to the actual ranking of the top 50 songs for that year. The relative placement of each song is determined based on its ranking in the top 50 songs for that year. If the guest placement of the song is the same as its relative placement, then the contestant gets 1 point and half a point if it's off by 1. Any song picked that also ranked in the top 10 of the top 50 songs for that year earns a bonus point. Each song that doesn't get points awarded to the contestants earns the host a half point each.
So out of the 50 songs on the list, Mark and Jessica, you chose 4 of the same songs. Okay, it's always interesting when you have fewer of the same picks because sometimes, you know, the balance of like the fact that you chose this song that she didn't and vice versa is like, oh, well, who knows what that says about you, you know? So, all right, the first song out of the 4 that you chose was Vicky Sue Robinson's Turn the Beat Around. Yep. Which I'm kind of surprised you both picked. You know, I figured that, you know, it's a big disco hit, but I figured people wouldn't think it was that big, you know? But I guess so, you know? So let's see. That song was Billboard's number 38 song of the year. Mark, you put it at number 9. And Jessica, you put it at number 8. And if you had switched, you'd get a full point each, but you each get a half point because you're off by 1. So Mark, you were 1 too high, and Jessica, you were 1 too low. All right, so we're getting off to a good start here. The next song we have is Starland Vocal Band's Afternoon Delight. That song was number 12 for the year. Mark, you put it at 10. Jessica, you put it at 7. Neither of you were close, unfortunately. So Mark's list, Mark, you should have put it at 4. And Jessica, yours was number 3. So moving on. All right, the next song I have is Wild Cherries' Play That Funky Music, which was the number 5 song of the year. Mark, you put it at 6, which was close. And Jessica, you put it at 4, so it's like you're both, again, off by 1, but unfortunately, because it's about the order of your songs, it's actually second on both of your lists. So again, unfortunately, no points. It's a tough game, isn't it? Let's see, we've got Elton John and Kiki D's Don't Go Breaking My Heart. You both chose that. Mark, you put that at number 3. Jessica, I'll say that over here so you can hear me. Jessica, you put that at number 2. And it was, in fact, the number 2 song of the year. So here's how it works. It's actually, so according to the 10 songs you picked, it comes out on top for both. So you, Mark, you don't get a point for your position, unfortunately. What? Wait, am I confusing people here?
Yes.
Yeah, this is a little confusing. I'm sorry. Out of the 10 songs you chose, that song would be first, but you put it at number 3. That's why you don't get any points. Jessica, you put it at number 2. So you get, let me make sure I did this right here. You get a half point because it should be your number 1 song, but you get 2 points because it's actually the number 2 song of the year. All right, so yeah, you get 2 full points for putting it at the right position and a half a point for putting it off by 1 on your list. All right, so that means that you each chose 6 songs that the other one did not choose. So. All right, so let's see. First, we've got the number 50 song of the year, which was Peter Frampton's Show Me the Way. Mark, you chose that as your number 2 song, but you probably guessed by now that it's at the bottom. So
I just figured because that was on Frampton Comes Alive, right?
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, I think you're right.
And that was such a monster record, you know, as far as like sales and popularity. That just, it seemed like, I don't know, it felt that song had to be up there, but
yeah, and again, the
fact
fact that it made the top 50 still says a lot for it because these are the best songs of the year. You know, the most successful songs of the year. So, okay, over to Jessica's list. You've got Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's the way I like it. And that song was number
Haircuttery.
What now?
Oh, no. I got a little excited there because I was singing the Haircuttery theme song.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah.
Why you're doing that?
So, Haircuttery used that song.
That song? Okay.
As in a commercial campaign. It was like, that's the way,
Okay.
I like it. Haircuttery. That's the way,
I don't remember that, man. I remember Haircuttery, but...
Either that or it's just a fever dream that I had.
Yo, that's scary.
Somebody
too.
fact check me. Anyone watching?
I've
look
had
that
those
up.
memories that I realized later I made up because it seemed like fun at the time, and I was
Because
like,
I'm not
oh,
going
wait.
to go look it up
It
because I'm
kind of
lazy.
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I'll believe that.
I'm just saying. I grew up on
Okay.
television and movie and music.
I'm just going to say, sure, Mark.
Okay.
So Casey and the Sunshine Band, right? The Hair Cuttery song was number 45 for the year. They didn't know yet, but it will be the Hair Cuttery song, or one of them anyway.
They made coin off that. I'm just going to tell you.
I'm sure. I hope so. So,
Well, they got
anyway,
haircuts for life.
so Jessica, this is on your list. You put this at number 9. Technically, it would finish at number 10, so you get a half a point. All right, now going back to Mark's list, I've got Chicago, If You Leave Me Now.
If you leave me now, something within Thank you. Fine.
Woo-hoo! No, I won't do that. Sorry. This is not the time.
But
so
you
that,
did.
I did, I know. I could have kept going. I wanted to. Chicago, man. It's hard to stop singing them.
Peter
that.
Tara.
Peter, etc. So that song finished at number 48 for the year.
Yeah.
Mark, you chose it for your number 5 song, but you should have put it at number 9. So,
I will cut you.
so sorry. Very sorry. Very sorry. Sorry. Okay, over to Jessica's list. I've got Gary Wright's Dreamweaver. And that song was number 37 for the year. Jessica, you put it at 10. Should have put it at 8. But pretty close. At least you got it, like, in the right half. So, no points for the right half. But hey, credit. All right, let's see. Another one from Jessica's list. I've got Ohio Players' Love Roller Coaster. That song was number 30 for the year. Say what? Jess, you put that at number 6. And if I'm correct, you're off by 1. It would have been number 7, so you get a half a point for Love Roller Coaster. All right, moving over to Mark's list. I've got the Bee Gees. Well, they're just Bee Gees. They're not the Bee Gees. Bee Gees, You Should Be Dancing. And let's see, that was number 31 for the year. Mark, you put it at 8. Should have been 7, so you get a half a point.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I'll take it.
All right, what do we got next? Another from Mark's. We've got Eagles, not the Eagles, just Eagles. Take It to the Limit. This was song number 25. You put it at number 1. So, yeah, way off with that one, unfortunately. It's number 6 on your list. So sorry. No consolation prizes for that one. Back to Jessica's list. You got another Casey and the Sunshine Band. This is Shake, Shake, Shake. Shake your, those are the parentheses. Shake, Shake, Shake. Shake Your Booty. This was song number 26 for the year. You put it at 3, but you should have put it at 6, so no points for that one. What else we got here? So many songs to talk about. Let's see. Mark, you chose Barry Manilow's I Write the Songs.
I write the songs that make my heart something, nothing.
No. Just no. So,
I write the songs.
open your eyes, I write the songs.
Some of the songs, it's songy.
Oh, man. No, maybe. We'll work on it.
Haircuttery.
I'm good. So, I Write the Songs was number 13 for the year. Mark, you put it at 4. Should have been 5. So, you get a half a point for that one. All right. Let's see. Jessica, you chose Hot Chocolate, You Sexy Thing. One of my favorite songs from that year. And you got that one exactly right. You put it in 5th place. It is 5, so you get a whole point for You Sexy Thing. All right?
Doesn't she get a bonus 2 points?
No, because, I'm sorry. That song was number 22 on Billboard's. Yeah. Telling me how to do my job, bitch?
Well,
No.
you got me excited.
Hell no. Don't make me come over there because I have to go through all this stuff and it's hard to do. All right. So, next song, the last song on Jessica's list that Mark did not choose was Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. And why, Mark, did you not choose Bohemian Rhapsody? Did I get that wrong? I don't know. I mean, it's one of those songs that we recognize the classic, but maybe not.
But didn't I?
But didn't think it was, I see. Maybe we just didn't think it would have been that successful. Because there are songs like that, like Stairway to Heaven. Huge song, but didn't make the charts because there was no single. So some people would know that, some people wouldn't. But yeah, so Bohemian Rhapsody was song number 18 for the year. Jessica, you put it at number 1, but unfortunately it's 4th on your list, so no points for that. And Mark's final song was Hall & Oates' Sarah Smile, and that was number 11 for the year. Mark, you put it at 7, but no. No, Mark. Hang your head in shame. It was number 3. No points for that one. All right. So as it stands now, Mark, you've only got 1.5 points at this point. And Jess, you've got 3, but I haven't done the bonus points yet. So that's always where the scores fatten up a little bit. So Mark, you chose 2 of the correct top 10 songs. So you get an additional 2 points for a total of 3.5 points. All right. Jessica, you chose also 2 of the correct top 10 songs. So your current score, so you got 1 for a correct position, 2 that were off by 1, 2 top 10 songs, and 2 points for getting Don't Go Breaking My Heart in the right position. 7 points for you. All right, so my kickback points for all the songs you didn't get correctly marked, I got 3.5 from you, and I got 2.5 from Jess. So here are the scores as they stand. 3.5 Mark. Jess, you got 7. I have 6. Jessica is currently in the lead. Alrighty, so if you were playing, tell us how you did. All right, before we get to the next round, for those of you playing at home, I will read the actual top 10 according to Billboard of 1976, starting with number 10. Are we ready, folks?
Yep.
Number 10 was Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band, A Fifth of Beethoven. Remember that song? It was a disco version of... Remember? Exactly.
I'd probably recognize it if I heard it.
Yeah, we'll have to play that later. So yeah, that was another example of classical music in disco form was on the chart in 1976. Go figure, you know.
Where was the Star Wars disco record? Oh, wait.
That came out. That was in the late 70s, early 80s.
Well, I have it on vinyl, but that's right. But again, that wouldn't have come out in 76 because Star Wars hadn't come out in 76.
No, you're a year too early.
I am.
What about Hooked on Phonic? No, sorry.
No.
Hooked on the Classics. Hooked on Classics. Remember that?
That was a little later, I think, if I'm correct. That did chart. And then there was Your Stars on 45. They came out later, too. But see, that kind of thing was going on for a while, you know? So, all right, so number 9 was Gary Wright's Love is Alive, which is a song that I don't really remember, but I know if I play it, I'm like, oh, yeah, I kind of remember that, you know, because Dreamweaver was his really big hit there. At least that people remember, you know?
Dreamweaver.
No. Again, no. Number 8 is Paul Simon's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. Number 7 is The Miracles' Love Machine. I'm just a love machine. Yeah, I think that's the one. Number 6 is The Manhattans' Kiss and Say Goodbye. Remember that? It's sort of a slow R&B ballad with horns in the background. I remember it, but I don't know the words well enough to sing it. Number 5 was Wild Cherry, Play That Funky Music.
Play that funky music, Wi-Fi.
Number 4, a song that I still love to this day, The Four Seasons, December 1963, Oh What a Night, which was re-released in the 90s. They pepped it up a little bit, and it was just as popular, or maybe not just as.
All that cocaine that they were doing.
I don't know. Yep, maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know nothing. I ain't saying nothing. Number 3 is Johnny Taylor's Disco Lady.
Disco Lady.
Is that it?
I don't know.
Is that? I'm thinking, could he have gotten one right? You know.
Felt right.
I know that song, but I can't recall it at the moment. You know. Number 2 is Elton John and Kiki D's "Don't Go Breaking My Heart," which is still like forever played on the radio. And number 1, a song that neither of you chose, and one of my favorite bands of the '70s, Wings and Silly Love Songs. I think that's a great song, but yeah, it didn't come up.
Wow, that was number 1 song of '76.
Number 1 song of 1976. Silly Love Songs.
Should have known.
By Wings. And when I hear that song, I think of, believe it or not, the dance they were doing on Solid Gold, like when it was on the Solid Gold Top 10, and I imagine the dancers doing everything. So there you have it, the top 10 songs of 1976. And now back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so now we are on to round 2. This is our multiple choice trivia round. There will be 3 questions from both myself and Jessica, and 1 bonus question from Mark. So for myself and Jessica, the points go as such. For every question that the one of the other 2 gets right, they'll receive 1 point. And if they get it wrong, the person asking the question will get half a point. Okay? All right. So the first question, in 1976, Diana Ross had a #1 hit with Do You Know Where You're Going To? From which 1975 movie did this song come? All right. A is Funny Lady. B is Mahogany. C is 3 Days of the Condor. And D is Shampoo. Are y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, let's see your answers. Yeah, that was easy. B, Mahogany. Absolutely correct. It was also the subtitle, too. So it's a point for each of you. No points for me. On to my second question. Which one of these male names is not mentioned in the chorus to Paul Simon's 1976 hit 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover? Remember that song? Okay. The choices are A, Stan, B, Jack, C, Bob, D, Roy. All right. Ready?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's see them. Jessica and Mark both say C, and that is correct. There is no Bob in 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover.
Sorry, Bob.
So poor guy does not get to leave his lover. You know, maybe he deserves it.
Maybe he gets to hang out with Danny Glover.
Maybe he's happy. I hope Bob is happy. He's not going, to Paul Simon and complaining about his girlfriend or whatever. So, all right. Question number 3. Which body of water is mentioned in the chorus to Starbucks' 1976 hit song Moonlight Feels Right? Do you remember that song? Moonlight, diddle-diddle-doo, diddle-diddle-dee, diddle-diddle-doo, feels right, diddle-diddle-doo, diddle-diddle-dee, diddle-diddle-dee. Yeah, and there's a xylophone, so it's very jazzy. So anyway, the choices are A, Atlantic Ocean, B, Chesapeake Bay, C, Pacific Ocean, D, Gulf of Mexico. Ready? Okay, let's see your answers. Mark says B, Jessica says D. Mark is correct. And that's the reason I chose this question, because Chesapeake Bay is right around the corner. Right? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I was
Yeah,
right. No, it's not. Shut up.
We're right on the C&D Canal, so that
Okay.
connects the Chesapeake Bay with the Delaware Bay.
All right. So, Mark, you get a full point for getting it right. And because Jessica got it wrong, I get a half a point. All right. So, at the end of this part of this round, Mark and I are tied at 6.5. Jessica, you have 9. And now we are ready for your questions.
So in 1976, when NASA unveiled the first space shuttle named Enterprise, the movie Rocky was released, and the $2 bill was introduced.
Why? They could have skipped that part. I think it would have been okay. Sorry, go ahead.
That was why I mentioned it, because
Yeah.
it's kind of like, who's seen a $2 bill?
I know,
Like,
yeah.
Okay, the questions, we'll get to those. Question 1. This artist's album became the first certified platinum by the RIAA. Was it A, Elton John, B, Eagles, C, Fleetwood Mac, or D, Led Zeppelin?
Oh.
So this is the first actual platinum certified record.
Well, I'm thinking also it could have been one of the, because Billboard's always changing their rules, so there may have been an earlier one had they done it differently, is what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah, that's a tough one, because I'm thinking some of these artists are, I think like Elton John off the top of my head, because he started in 1970, would definitely have gotten a platinum album, but if they didn't start that particular form of, if they didn't use RIAA at the time, it could be Fleetwood Mac, So that's a tough one.
All right, we're ready.
I mean, that didn't really help explain it, but I got mine. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. Mark says B, Tim says C. The answer is B, Eagles.
See, that's what I kind of originally wanted to choose. Second guess myself.
you?
I don't know. Shut up.
At a tour stop in Memphis, Tennessee, this artist jumped the wall at Elvis Presley's mansion, Graceland, in an attempt to see his idol, only to be escorted off the grounds by security. Was it A, Gene Simmons, B, Peter Gabriel, C, Bruce Springsteen, or D, David Bowie?
Oof. The person I thought it was not one of those choices. Okay.
All right. Mark
Yeah.
says A, Tim says C. The answer is C,
Yes!
Bruce Springsteen.
Okay. Gene Simmons was my second choice.
This band performed a massive free concert at London's Hyde Park for over 150,000 people. Was it A, The Who, B, Black Sabbath, C, The Rolling Stones, or D, Queen?
So which choices. Tough choices.
Okay. Mark says B. Tim says A. The answer was D. Queen.
Oh well. So that's a full point for you, Jessica, since we both got it wrong. And you're in the lead with 11. Mark and I are tied with 7.5. And now we have your bonus question, which is 3 points, right, for each person that gets it right.
And 1.5
half a point. Yeah,
1.5
points for you if one of us gets it right.
Okay, so this is a pop trivia question for 1976. It's multiple choice, but there's going to only be 2 choices. So
right.
you got a 50-50 chance of getting, kind of like a true or false, but almost, you got a 50-50 chance.
There's only
right.
2 choices, is the thing.
Correct. So, in 1976, which tech giant company was founded? Was it A, Microsoft, or B, Apple?
Oh.
1976. Which tech giant tech company?
I know which one came first. I just don't know which two.
Yeah.
Like, one was one year, one was the other year, and I know which one came first.
So was it A, Microsoft,
I just don't know what the 2
or B,
years were.
Apple?
All right.
Show me your answers.
So what are the choices?
A is Microsoft, and B is Apple.
All right. I think I'm going to...
Yeah.
Show me your answers.
I got an answer.
Oh, God.
Show me. A from Tim, B from Jessica. The correct answer is B. Apple Computers was founded in Steve Jobs' garage.
3 points for Jessica, and you get a half point because I got
1.5 points.
1.5, correct, yes.
Stop taking my points, yo.
I added it correctly, but said it wrong, so.
Yeah, I just couldn't...
All right, well, that is the end of the multiple choice trivia round. And so, as it stands, Jessica, you are in the very high lead at 14. So you're really going to have to bomb, I think, to lose this one. Mark, you've got 9, and I'm in last place this time at 7.5. So, all right, so round 3, the final round, our favorite round, is the nostalgia round. This is the round where we each talk about a song from 1976 that influenced us at some point in our life, and we tell the story, and then we award each other points based on who told the best story. Okay? Are we ready for stories? Story time?
Yeah.
All right, let's say, which one of you would like to go first this time?
I'll go first.
Alrighty.
Since, So my nostalgic song from 1976 is a song that I think you all will relate to this story because you were all very much a part of it in some way, form, or other. It was from, the memories and feelings that stand out the most about this song are actually from a time from a production that we did, one of our earliest productions. Jessica, why I know you weren't actually in this particular video, you were part of the production, you were in the larger production that this video was done for, filmed for. Because actually, this was actually part of the larger film production for the Alien Kind, right? Which was our Close Encounters, everything UFO parody. But this was a music video that we wrote.
I think this was a video that we did because we did 2 videos before the Alien Kind, and this was one of your ideas, if I'm correct.
Yeah, this was our first music video that we did as this creative group for the song "Drop Dead Gorgeous." Mm-hmm. Which was a song that you wrote the lyrics and sang the lead on, and I did all the music for. And the first version, to your point, there's 2 edited versions of this video floating around out in the interwebs, and one
I think there's 3 actually.
Well, there's 2 that's published that people can actually see, and this is and so this song. Very much inspired that first version, and my song was Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. And so I wanted to, pay tribute to that video, the iconic silhouettes for them. And so I tried my best to try to recreate that, and we did a version of the video where we performed our song in the Bohemian Rhapsody style. And, that video was so much fun to make. And then the second version, I think we got a lot of mileage out of that song. for creative ideas. I mean, honestly, just off camera earlier today, we were talking about another potential version of a video for this actual song because of how much we like this song, and it's a good pop ballad, right? It's so
I wouldn't call it a ballad. It's definitely an upbeat pop song, but I know a ballad is like an ode to somebody. Yes.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's an ode to actress Kirsten Dunst. So, and here it is. Here's the link, or here maybe, or maybe it's here. I don't know, but it'll be in one of these places around us. So, yes, please continue.
So that's just again we just the journey of creating that production, that video, the song. We had I think it was just again it's a big reason why we're here today. Why we are now.
It's an iconic video. And that, and I remember thinking, when we're sitting there, all the little blocking moves, we had to do tiny little, just a smidge here, just a smidge there. I could just back up just a smidge, and I think it looked pretty good in the end.
Yeah. So that's my song. I mean,
okay.
Bohemian Rhapsody, because of some of the stuff we've done, and again, our tribute to Queen, and of course, I could tell you so many other memories around that song because it's just one of those songs. And every time you hear it come on the radio or playlist or something. You just can't help but sing along and bang your head when it rocks out. So
yeah, oh yeah, the Wayne's World headbanging, totally. And I it's funny too because from that movie. As soon as that scene happens, it's like we've all done that. It's just habit. That song just does that to you. When it gets to that point, you just subconsciously start headbanging because that's the kind of song it is.
Remember, didn't that movie help bring that another renaissance of that song?
It charted again. What year was that? 90 something, I guess.
Yeah.
Mid-90s. Yes,
early
it
90s.
charted again and did very well the second. I think it made the top 10 the second time. So, and it was cool to remember when that came back out, like this whole resurgence of this song again. And, well, we could talk about Bohemian Rhapsody all night if we want. But, all right, so is that your story? You're all wrapped
That's
up
my
there?
story. I'm wrapped up. I called
very
there.
cool. So then let's move it over to Jessica. You can tell us your story.
Well, we're going to continue talking about Bohemian Rhapsody because that was also the song I picked for my nostalgia round song. But I'll keep mine short and sweet because I think it's, I don't know, it's iconic and there's no arguing that.
Right.
So I picked it partly because of that. I mean, how can you not pick it? But also because I use it for me, it represents an excellent example of disruption.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because it's such an uncharacteristic song, and it defied the expectations of a band. It said we can do whatever we want and be excellent at it, and it will spread and people will love it, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
And there's just something so inspiring to me about that and so powerful that we need examples like that song to just continue to be known and be familiar and exist for people to be inspired by.
And that's a perfect example of one of those situations where someone is told that'll never work, and that person believes in it so much that they make it work, and it's kind of an I told you so moment. And those are some of my favorite success stories, kind of like my book. No, we won't talk about that right now. I believe in it. No. All right. So sorry. Go ahead. Did you have more?
I mean, that's pretty much it. Like I got a gazillion personal memories that relate to that song, but they vary, across the years and in different life situations. So there's none that really stand out. Like the main thing is, what I've already described.
So I did not choose Bohemian Rhapsody, but I do want to add.
You didn't?
I didn't. I could have. And as I'm hearing you talk, I'm thinking, I had a good reason to pick that song too, because for me it was all about the challenge of trying to sing that song like Freddie does, because there's all these little dubbed voices that go back and forth. Galileo, Galileo, and all that. Excuse me, and all this. Doing. And it is such an emotional, dramatic song that you really, I imagine, like, if I'm singing in my shower, I'm doing the hand actions too, like I'm in a drama or something. I can't tell you how many times I enjoy doing that. It's such an awesome song. And if you like to sing, and if you like Freddie Mercury singing, it's such a great challenge to do that. But no, I didn't choose that for my song. The song I chose was Afternoon Delight by Starland Vocal Band. So this was a song that my mom had on 45, and we listened to it a lot. And again, I was 5 years old. So, and you know where I'm going with this. It was a beat, ding, 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 ding. And I just imagine 4 people, 2 guys, 2 girls, arm in arm. They're out on the grass and they're going to have a picnic because it's the afternoon and it's sunny and skyrockets are in flight. I'm thinking, they're blowing up skyrocket, like making rockets. Woo, we're having a picnic. And in my innocent little mind was all about a picnic. Mostly it was the harmonizing, I think, that I really enjoyed about the song, like trying to figure out the layers, like which parts the men were singing, which parts the women, and that was, again, another moment in my life where harmony was a big deal, learning about harmony and appreciating harmony and how everybody has their own job. And because it's not just about knowing what the harmony is, and as we've seen before, but amongst the 3 of us, when we're trying to do harmony, you might know your part very well, but when the other person starts singing, you get thrown off and start singing their part. It's not easy, so I appreciate the work that goes into that. But no, I did not know at 5 years old what the song was about. And so as an adult, when somebody finally explained to me, or I listened to the lyrics, and I was like, oh, ew. Like the 5-year-old in me.
Wait. What's the song about?
Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. No, it's not.
What? I'm confused.
Afternoon Delight is a sexual thing, so...
What?
It's about having sex in the afternoon.
Oh.
A quickie or whatever.
Oh.
And so the first thing I thought, because in my mind, before you see music videos, you have images of the song, you have your own video in your head. So this was the video of these, 4 70s looking people having a picnic in the park. And it was almost like, what's that kid's show with the Tinky Winky, Teletubbies, that kind of bright, shiny background, and they're all the Afternoon Delight, and then it started to morph into them getting down on the picnic blanket and taking their clothes off, and I was like,
someone's got a big thing of KY. Let's go!
And I'm just like, ew. I was like, okay, never mind. And so, and now, I can't, anytime I hear that song, and again, it still does get played, I think back to how naive I was about having no idea. I was bopping up and down and enjoying this song that was clearly about sex, at 5 years old. So that is my story.
Ew.
Yeah. All right, so now is the time on the show when we award points for our nostalgia picks. So, Jessica, why don't you get going this time?
All right. So, this is so tough because I wanted to split my points, but I did that last episode, so I kind of feel like I can't do it again and do it twice in a row because that means it's kind of a cop-out.
Okay.
So, I'm going to do the hard thing and give 3 points to Tim and 2 points to Mark. I wanted to give Mark more points just because I kind of agree, and I want to acknowledge the, call out of the work that we've done. But the vulnerability, Tim, that you just demonstrated by sharing that, I think is, deserves that point more than Mark's story, despite everything that I said. So I'd like to give 2 points to Mark, 3 points to Tim, because that took some very, some good confidence to share.
I mean, it's a funny story. So
yeah, but still,
why should I not feel confident in telling it? But thank you.
Well, it's not something I think everybody could do.
Okay, cool enough. All right, Mark, you want to give your points? You do not, huh? Minus 5 points for Mark.
Wait, no. Okay, well, I'm just, to actually echo Jessica's sentiment about your song, Vulnerability. I'm giving you all 5 of mine.
What? Are you serious?
Courageous story and and helping me realize what that song was actually about.
You seriously didn't know?
I did not.
Holy crap!
It didn't really dawn on me until you were starting to tell your story. I'm like, wait, that song's about
Yeah, they're celebrating the fact that they're gonna have sex in the afternoon. And that was another one of those songs too, where where you almost get into a loop, because towards the end of the song they stretch it out.
You almost get into a loop.
What? Loop? L-O-O-P. There's the part of the song towards the end where they pull the harmonies out for a bit. And you're like, and that's one of those things where I would just keep going as high as, just add 12 or so of those extras on. So, all right, wow, thank you, man. 5 points. Any comments about Jessica's? Just, for good measure. What did you like about Jessica's story? Say something nice about Jessica.
Well, apparently he hated it because I didn't get any points.
No, it's not that he hated it. It's just that he didn't like it that much.
No.
As much,
it's because we both picked the same song. And
oh my God.
We related
it's
to
a punishment.
it.
Okay.
No, it's not a punishment. Not at all. Not at all. Fine. I take all 5 points back from Tim, and I give them to Tully, because he's about to sing us his own rendition of Moon River. Go.
All right, so now it is my turn, and
which Bohemian Rhapsody are you going to award?
Exactly. So, all right, now let me just try to recap it. Yours was about the video we made. Yours was about what was the specific? It's an iconic song. I'm trying to remember what your story was.
It was just how I use that as a representation of being a disruptor, and kind of doing your own thing despite what other people expect. Blah blah blah.
Yes. No, okay. I do like your story enough to give it some points. So I'm gonna give it 5.
But you didn't remember.
No, but I knew what my points were
You already
going to
made
be.
the decision based on
I made
something.
the decision and then promptly forgot what the story was.
Okay.
So no. So I'm going to give 3 points to Mark and 2 points to Jessica, just because I was part of that production and I totally get why doing that was such a good idea and so much fun to us. But at the same time, I mean, your story, Jess, I relate to that very much as well. So it was hard to choose. So 3 points for Mark, 2 points for Jessica, and here's where we stand. Oh, are you ready? Ready for the results? It's kind of close.
Here we go.
Kind of close.
All right.
Mark, you got 14 points. I got 15 and a half, and Jessica, you got 16 points. You beat me by half a point, so that means you get to pick from our new prize decider here, the prize jar or jar of prizes. All right. So why don't you want to grab that from me and pick your prize? So as of last episode, we have decided that from now on, our prizes are going to come out of this jar. We have a bunch of prizes written down. Perhaps you can make some suggestions too, and we can throw them in there if they're any good. And Jess will choose one of those prizes and tell us what it is.
Hey.
Round they go. All right, here we go. Oh boy.
Okay. So my prize.
Oh no, go ahead.
My prize is a tall, dark stranger will visit my home to do chores.
Okay. I wonder who that is.
I don't know.
Well, I guess
I'll
will find out. So you'll have to stay tuned and see who this tall, dark stranger is who will come and clean up Jessica's house. All right. So that's our game. Congratulations, Jessica, on winning. Before we go, we got a couple of things. First, Mark, you want to tell us about the music portion of the show?
Sure. So, for this week's episode of 1976, we all picked our favorite songs from the top 50 charts and curated some playlists. So they're in the description of today's video. You'll see a link to an Apple Music playlist or a Spotify playlist of our favorite songs from 1976. So hopefully you'll find, you'll revisit some old classics and maybe find some new favorites. Because I know every time we were going through our pre-production for these episodes and looking at lists and picking songs, you kind of can't help but rediscover some great new tunes. Great old new tunes. Well,
they're new to us if we haven't heard them before,
that are now 50 some years, almost 50 years old. So, anyway.
All right. Thank
That's
you.
it for me.
Also, I'm going to, again, shameless plugging of my book. If you like sci-fi books, like reading, if you've got $5 to spend in a weekend with nothing to do, my book is on Amazon Kindle. It's called Evergreen. Choose Happiness. It is, what do we call it? It's a sci-fi coming-of-age story with a touch of cosmic horror. My favorite description. If you think you're into that kind of thing, please check it out. I really would love for people to read the story. Aside from that, so we got another episode. We got 7 more episodes coming. So once again, hit like, subscribe, please share. I think that's it. On behalf of Mark and Jessica and Trimungus, I am Tim. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you again soon. Peace out, folks. Do it and nobody gets hurt.
saw you. You were dancing on the side of the road on your way to school. You were only 18 and you were on the big screen. Years down the road, you were a flight attendant walking down the aisle to meet Orlando Bloom. Your plane would touch down in Elizabethtown. In 94 you were a vampire with Brad Pitt and Cruz. I would have let you bite me, I had nothing to lose. Well, I'm so sorry the Academy robbed you. If it weren't for Diane Wiest, I think you might have won an Oscar. But it's alright, cause you're drop dead gorgeous. Don't mind, got a whole lot before us. I'm so glad to know that you are a Taurus, or else my song wouldn't rhyme. You're drop dead gorgeous. Can't you see? You drop dead gorgeous to me. In 2004, you were working for Tom Wilkinson, helping him minds. You had an affair, but I really don't care. 'Cause you're the eternal sunshine of my spotless mind, and I keep you in my memory till the end of time. You're my sole inspiration, my Indira Gandhi. That's why I'll name our children Melancholia and Jumanji. I'll forgive you for making out with Tobey Maguire, but there's nothing you'll ever do to put out this fire. Peter Parker was lucky that he had Mary Jane, but I wouldn't give to kiss you upside down in the rain. But I don't mind 'cause you're drop dead gorgeous. You're so fine it makes me sing this chorus, but I can't find a sexy word that rhymes with chorus. I hope that don't make you mad. You're drop dead gorgeous. Oh, KB, I just can't get over it. You're crazy beautiful and you make me wanna bring it home. So I stayed up all night and I wrote a list of all your movies so I can write this song. And because I don't have a life. You make Mona Lisa smile 'cause you are the cat's meow. I tried to fit in Marie Antoinette, I just don't know how. Virgin suicides is nothing romantic, but this virgin here might kill himself if he couldn't have you. But I'm alright 'cause you drop dead gorgeous. I don't mind, got our whole lives before us. I'm so glad to know that you are a Taurus, or else my song wouldn't rhyme. You're drop dead gorgeous. You're drop dead gorgeous. Oh girl, you're drop dead gorgeous to me. Oh, KB said you're drop dead gorgeous to me. There's a song that I'm singing in my heart. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I smidged.
You know, it's not good.
It's not enough.
It'll be cropped out of the frame, thankfully.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we have our first like super legit blooper.
Serious.
That was